Oh, much better. All right. Okay. Very nice to see you, everyone. So, short. Enjoy also. You need to think this is a heaven. So a few minutes ago, my allergies looks like 100%. Now it's 25%. Looks like my own emotions, up and down, up. Looks like I'm an emotion person, looks like crying because the allergy. People thought, what happened? You didn't get dinner or lunch? Why are you crying? No, I got big lunch and big dinner and delicious. Still, I'm crying. And maybe you miss your hometown? Oh, yes. But I don't know, but crying a lot. Maybe. So anyway, a little better now. We will always remember practice time. We will need a rejoicing. Even though short practice is short time, it's so precious. And you can see there's so many people, they don't have this kind of karma to practice together. They are busy, but their busy is not really happy busy or useful busy, but they're busy and it's make tremendous difficulties. We can look all over the world. So we're wishing to everybody have chance to prayer and practice. We wish a lot. I have wished for a long time ago. I thought, oh, Sangha member, they have time. If they have everybody healthy, 1 year ago, maybe 1 week in the Lumbini Buddha's birthplace, just a 1 week prayer, residing in a refuge, and the same year or next year go to the Buddha's enlightened place Bodh Gaya 1 week. And the same year or year after, Buddha's first keep teaching at the Varanasi 1 week. And then maybe the, Mahaparinirvana Buddhas. Those is very holy place. So now the good thing is a practice case, wherever you practice. In your house is your holy place, You have 3 jewels, you have the shrine room, and you will offering all those flower, fruit, candle, water offering, then seasoned fruit or juice, or whatever you have. And that's why a Buddha is within us, always there. That you think this is my Bodh Gaya, this is my Lumbini, this is my Varanasi. It is, sometimes people that's good satisfied because this is the real. You ought to become in the whole universe. Your body is a mandala. Your consciousness in the living being in the mandala. So that kind we're reminding, and then everyone wish to the benefit the residing refuge 3 jewels, cultivating bodhicitta, sharing love and compassion. Help each other. So this is the dharma, And people, there are so many hardworking, good heart. Whatever they can help each other, their neighbor can help each other, go to the church. This is the dharma. This is we can do, whatever we can do. So now is our prayer to gather all those difficult situations. Some place there are fire, destroyed. Some place there are some water destruct in some cities and towns. Some place the war and they're killing each other. Very sad. But we're wishing Buddhas and Bodhisattva blessing those beings that grow in bodhicitta, their mind. They are also a lot of suffering, losing the power. That's why they want to fight and politician each other. You can look into today some Pakistan, the ex prime minister is also take to the police station or something. Always samsara. If you high possession or you high luxury or rich or poor on any place, the different size of the suffering. But the only no suffering is the be free from suffering. That's why the Shariputra, Buddha's attendant, said. He was the many lifetime. Remember, rebirth, the kings, the dharma kings, the warriors, but the dharma robes and follow the Buddha. This is the best time, peaceful, not worry, relaxing. That's true. Remember, there's two stories. There's two. We always say, look, the Buddha's statue, Buddha's Thanga, Buddha's teaching. Everybody also difficult, but when you hear the Buddha's teaching and Dharma, they right away to get the blessing, calm mind, want to learn, want to follow the Buddha, things like that. So this is we have fortunate one. All right, this is summarized for each of us. And then always remember, we have so many great precious teachers like His Holiness Dalai Lama and His Eminence Ngondro Rinpoche and many other masters. So many masters. They're very physically old, as rich of the knowledge. So when we have those opportunity to practice, and especially the technology, they're recording all those teaching in YouTube. So for our generation, one thing is very lucky. Old one and the physically Lama is not there. This means you cannot hear the voice forever, Maybe a practitioner, good one, and they whisper the Guinea teaching just once a while, not everybody. But now technology, it doesn't matter you're in Latin or not. And everybody, the YouTube is free, and then the teachings you want to learning for Mahamudra or Shantideva text, Madhyamika, anything is possible. But only we need to attention, rejoicing. See, with the physically, it's very different than online. Online is good, because we have so many places. But physically, you can touching there, and they give some nectar in your hand, touching into your tongue. You look there, you feel there. It's amazing. So now, those is all the opportunity we must do, diligently practice, continue. So anyway, please share now the Ngondro text. Manam Gadai Nyambe Samjai Tamje Tewa Dante Tunga Dante Nyurdo Lano Mebayanda Vajoga Janjuramboje Toparajai. Twice English.
All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all-knowingness, may they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the state of the most perfect and precious Buddhahood. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all-knowingness, may they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the state of the most perfect and precious Buddhahood. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind.
Pagya Genda Damje Ngada Trenja Dawa Da Gyubara Chebe Pande Lama Tamba Namla Jabzo Yidam Jinguru Je Lazo Namla Jabzo Jewa Sanje Jamden De Namla Jabzo Jewa Tambe Chu Namla Jabzo Jewa Pagya Gendu Namla Jabzo Jewa Owo Ngondro Jeja Songme Zo Yishe Ge Chandan Damba Namlai Jabzo Je.
All sentient beings, limitless as the sky, take refuge in the glorious, kind Lama Vajradhara, the embodiment of the body, speech, mind, qualities, and activities of the Buddhas of the 10 directions and the 3 times, source of the 84,000 categories of the teaching, and Lord of the Sanghas. We take refuge in the kind root Lama and lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deities of the mandalas of the idams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, Dakinis, and Dharma guardians, possessors of the eye of wisdom. All sentient beings, limitless as the sky, take refuge in the glorious, kind Lama Vajradhara, the embodiment of the body, speech, mind, qualities, and activities of the Buddhas of the 10 directions and the 3 times, source of the 84,000 categories of the teaching, and Lord of the Sanghas. We take refuge in the kind root Lama and lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deities of the mandalas of the idams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, Dakinis, and Dharma guardians, possessors of the eye of wisdom.
Janjo Nyingbo Jeje Ba Sanje Namlai Jabzo Je Chudo Janjo Sambo Sola Deshe Jabzo Je Jedara Wanje Deshe Ge Janjo Done Jeba Janjo Sambe La Ba La Teta Ramje Ne Ba Da Deshe Dola Benda Chanju Samne Jinji Jan De Jan Done La Ba La Rimba Jan De La Bara
Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and progressed onto the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stages of the path. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and progressed on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stages of the path.
Zonjia Jodo Zojia Janamlo Janjo Bardo Done Josoje Tokyo Janso Jiva Sonam Jolo Benjara Sanjia Dobara.
In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings.
Monanga Dai Nyambe Semje Damje Dewa Dai Deve Juda Dambara Juj Dunga da dunga ge ju da dewa ju je dunga me be dewa da me dewa ra ju nira ja da ni da dewa da nyam la ne va ra ju ra je.
May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness in the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering in the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness which is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness in the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness which is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, requesting, and praying, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Oh, this kind of leisure and endowment is supremely difficult to obtain. When you obtain this body, which is easily lost, do not waste it meaninglessly, but rather use it to attain the ultimate liberation, joyous result. The nature of all phenomenon is impermanence. Death is a certainty for all who are born. Death can descend any time like a drop of morning dew on a blade of grass. Quick, it is the time to make effort for the essence of dharma. The fruit of one's positive karma is happiness. Suffering is the fruit of negative karma. The inexorable karmic causation is the mode of abiding of all dharmas. Henceforth, practice the dharma by distinguishing between what should be practiced and what should be given up. In the three lower realms, and even in the three higher ones, there is not an instant of absolute happiness. I will avoid the root cause of my samsaric existence and practice the excellent path of peace to enlightenment.
Savagaya Mambava, Anarada Mambava, Sovasita Mambraya, Sorvagana Sudame, Tidamashriam Guru, Ha Ha Ha, Ho Bangavan, Savada Jambava Samaya Sadhu, Bandara Sadhu Samaya Manapalaya, Bandara Sadhu Dhanubha, Danda Mambo, Sadhagaya Mambava, Sadhagaya Mambava, Anarada Mambava, Sovasita Mabrayanda, Sorvag, Sadhame, Tidamashriam Guru, Bhagavan Sarvadata Gandam Bandramam Sandambhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Om Bandra Sadhu Samaya Manampalaya Bandra Sadhu Dhanubha Danda Mambo Sadhagaya Mambhava Sadhagaya Mambhava Anarada Mambhava Sovasiddham Sarva Karma Susame Siddhamashriam Guru Ahaha Bhagavan Sarva Tata Ganta Bandramam Panchambhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Om Sambara Sambaram Bimana Sarama Zamba Hung Om Samara Samaram Bimana Sagrama Zava Hung Pe Om Sambara Sambarama Zabu Hung Pe Om Sambara Sam Bimana Sarama Zava Hung Om Samara Samaram Bimana Sagrama Zava Hung Pe Om Sambara Sambara Mazava Humbe Om Sambara Sambara Bimana Sarama Zamba Om Samara Samara Bimara Sagrama Zava Humbe Om Sambara Hazambo Humbe Om Sambara Sambara Bimana Sarama Zamba Hum Om Samara Samara Bimara Sagrama Zamba Humbe Om Sambara Sambara Mazava Humbe Om Sambara Sam Bimana Sarama Zamba Hum Om Samara Samara Bimana Sagrama Zamba Humbe Om Sambara Sam Mahazambo Umar Zeramane Davradaya Humbe Umar Zebemane de Jure Hum Umar Zeramane Davradaya Humbe Umar Zebemane de Jure Umar Zeramane Bravardaya Humbe Umar Zebemane de Jure Umar Zeramane Bravardaya Humbe Umar Zebemane de Jure Umar Zeramane Bravardaya Humbe Umar Zebemane de Jure Hum Umar Zeramane Bravardaya Hum Umar Zebemane de Jure Hum Umar Zeramane Bravardaya Humbe Umar Zebemane Jure Hum Umar Om Ahum. Nega Om Shinda Yerame Randu Senja Bema Nende Uso Tenja Tawe Lama Yelai Dundu Dorje Change Osa Chanye Dorje Tugarano Shamye Dorje Jidoi Jindu Tarjaran Jana Doi Jinje Zen Jubyo Shinye Nanda Darje Dundu Yidam Kolo Deve Jo Yavyuman No Sanjo Nyamjo Yaso Tu Sumo Sanje Zamben De Kesa Sanje Tanda Lenji Jabdu Sherava Paru Chimbi Yung Changye Tesuma Chuye Ngaru Yondo Zende Chanchu Sembe Zo Deson Gendu Namje Yonso Cheye Tsamso Dombo Chujung Somo Jazu
Meditate their surroundings as inseparable from a Buddha field. In the space in front of me is a lion throne on which are a lotus sun and moon disk seat, in the center of which sits the kind root lama in the form of Vajradhara with the 7 characteristics. Blue in color, 2 arms, holding a Vajra and bell crossed at the heart, and gracefully sitting in the Vajra position, adorned by the silken robes and various jewel ornaments, and surrounded by all the lineage lamas. In front of the lion throne is the Yidam Chakra Sambhara, the male and female aspects in union, whose manifestation is simultaneously appearance and emptiness. At the right side of the throne is the assembly of the Buddhas of the 3 times, possessing all the auspicious signs of a Buddha together with the 1,000 Buddhas of this fortunate kalpa. Behind the throne is the Prajna Paramita, proclaiming the relative and ultimate meaning of the 3 yanas. To the left of the throne is the assembly of the compassionate bodhisattvas, surrounded by the Sangha of the 3 yanas. Around the base of the throne are the Dharmapalas, an ocean of guardians gathered like clouds. Buddhas, Dharmas, Sanghas, Yidams, and Dharma protectors, to these supreme objects of refuge, for protection from the hordes of sufferings of samsara, we, all migrators, go for refuge until enlightenment is attained. Buddhas, Dharmas, Sanghas, Yidams, and Dharma protectors, to these supreme objects of refuge, for protection from the hordes of sufferings of samsara, we, all migrators, go for refuge until enlightenment is attained. I rejoice when all sentient beings are happy and free from the samsaric suffering and swiftly attain ultimate Buddhahood. For this purpose, from now on until I achieve enlightenment, I will follow the path to the ultimate goal. I rejoice when all sentient beings are happy and free from the samsaric suffering and swiftly attain ultimate Buddhahood. For this purpose, from now on until I achieve enlightenment, I will follow the path to the ultimate goal.
Okay, English twice.
I and all mother sentient beings, equal to the limits of space, from this time forth until attaining to the heart of enlightenment, we take refuge in the kind root and lineage lamas. We take refuge in the deities of the mandalas of the Yidams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, Dakinis, and Dharma guardians, possessors of the eye of wisdom. I and all mother sentient beings, equal to the limits of space, from this time forth till attaining to the heart of enlightenment. We take refuge in the kind root and lineage lamas. We take refuge in the deities of the mandalas of the idams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, Dakinis, and Dharma guardians, possessors of the eye of wisdom.
Okay. Now, when we prostration time, with just text describe, say, your right side, all the male beings, and your left side, all the female beings. Especially we see in the world, somebody very disturbing the other's life. This also you can bring in the front of you, prostration together, and the prostration to the object, and the text say in the 5-branch precious wishing fulfilled jewel tree, and there are in the center is the blessing lineage, and the Vajradhara, Deloba, Naroba, all those in the center line. In the middle is the Vajradhara. The Vajradhara's heart center there, Lord Jignesum as well. And then the right side, the Bodhisattvas, and the left is the Lord Buddha in all the, his attendant and retinues. Behind the branch, Panjana Paramita Sutras and Tantras, text facing to us. And then the front, the branch, the highest Yoga Tantra, Kalachakra, He Vajra, and Vajragilaya, and Chakra Samvara, Vajra Yogini, etc. All those facing out, we're looking for us. And that's where you can imagine sizeless, not a small, or usually we call tangas, right? Small tangas. But you will imagine it's like whole universe become the object and the refuge. Then all sentient beings are taking refuge at the same time. Taking refuge means we have in the samsara all different types of suffering. We don't have power to liberate. We don't want to continue suffering. That is where we pay homage to the 3 jewels. So please open our mind or pure wisdom, and then how do we liberate? So we have the nature, the Buddha nature, but it is not yet arriving, or it's not understanding fully the teachings of the life, the meaning. This will be the struggle. This we will make measurable and things like that. So that is the front of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattva. You can look the big TV screen, looks like size like universe, then all the Buddhas and Bodhisattva facing us, and you and me, all those people who make difficulties everybody's lives, So, for example, some place they continue the war. Those leaders also we need to bring into our mind prostration to change their mind, better one, You can kill this country or this people, and then next generation kill this country, and there's no peace. So we pray for everyone in the outer universe, more stable, longer inner beings, more unity, more harmony, and things like that. That's the motivation. And then we will prostration. Okay. If you can prostration, otherwise you can stay your way, whatever you're comfortable is important. See where what do you call 360 degrees from down. What is a second maybe 360 degrees? Where is this? Okay. Tada manjuru nange tada nyambe semje tamje changju nyingbo la cheje part tenjen zawa dang gyuwar jewe banden lama tamba nang gyabsu chewo idam jingur ji lazo namla gyabsu chewo sanje jomden de namla gyabsu chewo tambe chu namla gyabsu chewo Pagwe gindu namla gyabsu chewo bawu kandru chugyon songme tso ishige jendan denpa namla gyabsu chewo dadang manjuru nangke tada nyambe semjen tamje chanju nyingbo la cheje part tenjen zawa dang gyuwar jebe panden lama tamba namla gyabsu chewo idam jingoroji Lhasa namla gyabsu chewo sanje jomden de namla gyabsu chewo tambe chu namla gyabsu chewo ogbe gindu namla gyabsu chewo bawu kandru chugyon sume so ishige zendan denpa nam gyabsu chewo tada manjuru nange tada nyambe semjen tam chanju nyingbo la cheje padu tenjen zawa dan gyubara je panden lama tamba namla gyabsu chewo idam jingora je Lhasa namla gyabsu chewo sanje jomden de namla gyabsu chewo tambe chu namla gyabsu chewo pagbe gindu namla gyabsu chewo bawu kandru chugyon songme so yi shige jendan denpa so chewo tada manjuru nange tada nyambe semjen tam chanju nyingbo la cheje bardo tenjen zawa dan gyuwara jeb panden lama tamba namla gyabsu chewo idam jingur Lhasa namla gyabsu chewo sanje jomden de namla gyabsu chewo tambe chu namla gyabsu chewo Pagbe gindu namla gyabsu chewo bawu kandru chugyon me so ishige jendan gyabsu chewo dadang manjuru nange tada nyam semjen tamje chanju nyingbo la cheje bardo tenjen zawa dang gyubara je panden lama tamba namla gyabsu chewo idam jingur ji Lhasa namla gyabsu chewo sanje jomden de namla gyabsu chewo tambe chu namla gyabsu chewo pagwe gindu namla gyabsu chewo bawu kandru chugyon songme so ishige jendan denpa namla gyabsu chewo dadang manjuru nange tada nyambe semjen tam chanju nyingbo la cheje bardo tenjen zawa dan gyubara je Pandin Lama Tamba Namla Gyabsu Chewo Yidam Jingorogi Lazon Chewo Sanje Jumden De Namla Gyabsu Chewo Tambe Chu Namla Gyabsu Chewo Habbe Gindu Namla Gyabsu Chewo Pawu Kandre Chekyun Songme So Nishigi Jendan Demba Jewa Dada Manjura Nange Tata Nyambe Sumje Tamje Chanju Nyingbo La Chige Pat Tenjen Zawa Dan Jivara Jeve Pande Lama Tamba Namla Japsu Jo Idam Jingor Ji Lhasa Namla Japsu Jo Sanji Jamden De Namla Japsu Jo Tambe Chu Namla Japsu Jo Habbe Gindu Namla Japsu Jo Bawe Kandre Chujun Sume So Isheke Jandan Demba Namla Japsu Jo Tata Manjuru Nange Samjen Tamje Chanju Ningbo La Chije Padu Tenjen Zawadan Yuvara Jev Wanden Lama Tamba Namla Japsu Chewo Idam Jingoro Je Lhazo Namla Japsu Chewo Sanje Jamden De Namla Japsu Chewo Tambe Che Namla Japsu Chewo Habbe Gindu Namla Japsu Chewo Pawe Kandre Chujun Sume So Isheke Jendan Dem Jewo Tata Manjuro Nange Tata Nyambe Sumjen Tamje Chanju Ningbo La Chige Par Tenjen Zawa Dan Jivara Jeve Pande Lama Tamba Namla Japsu Chewo Idam Jingoro Ji Lhasa Namla Japsu Chewo Tambe Chu Namla Japsu Chewo Habbe Gindu Namla Japsu Chewo Bawe Kandre Chujun Sume So Isheke Jendan Demba Nam Japsu Chewo Dada Manjuru Nange Tada Nyambe Samjen Tamje Chanju Ningbo La Cheje Part Tenjen Zawa Dan Gyuvara Jeve Panden Lama Tamba Nam Gyabsu Chewo Idam Jingoro Ji Lhazo Namla Gyabsu Chewo Sanje Jumden De Namla Gyabsu Chewo Tambe Chu Namla Gyabsu Chewo Habbe Gindu Namla Gyabsu Chewo Bawu Kandru Chujun Sume So Isheke Jendan Demba Namla Gyabsu Chewo Tadang Manjuru Nange Tada Nyambe Simjen Tamje Chanju Ningbo La Chege Part Tenjen Zawa Dan Gyuvara Jeve Panden Lama Tamba Namla Gyabsu Chewo Idam Jingoro Ji Lhazo Namla Gyabsu Chewo Sanje Jamden De Namla Gyabsu Chewo Tambe Chu Namla Gyabsu Chewo Habbe Gindu Namla Gyabsu Chewo Bawu Kandru Chujun Sume So Isheke Jendan Demba Nam Gyabsu Chewo Tata Manjuro Nange Tata Nyambe Samjen Tam Chanju Ningbo La Chige Padu Tenjen Zawa Dan Gyuvara Jev Pandel Lama Tamba Namlai Japso Jowo Yidam Jingoro Je Lhasa Namlai Japso Jo Sanje Jamden De Namlai Japso Jo Tambe Chu Namlai Japso Jowo Pagwe Gindu Namlai Japso Jo Bawu Ngondro Chujong Song Me So Yi Xie Ge Jandan Denpa Zuchiwo Tada Manjuru Nange Tada Nyambe Samjen Tam Chanju Ningbo La Chiji Bardo Tenjen Zawa Dan Yuvara Pandel Lama Tombo Namlai Josui Chewa Yidam Jinguru Lazo Namlai Josui Chewa Sanje Chumden De Namlai Josui Chewa Tambe Chu Namlai Josui Chewa Pagwe Gindu Namlai Josui Chewa Pawe Kanchoi Chechun Mezo Yishige Jendan 教授我大当满就是那个他的年，三千当街长久年过来，节节把的陈前早晚等于把它接。王天老马他们能来教授教我，一等经过了节他做能来教授教。上节中天的能来教授教我，当别去能来教授教。宝贵金土能来教授教我，把我看着求经送没错，一些个简单的把能来教授教我。 大当满足了那个他的年辈生前他们长久宁波老七节把的天天早晚等就把这些半天老马他们把那么来教授叫我一点经过了节他做。 叫我上街中天的那么来教授，叫我当别去那么来教授去，好别跟头那么来教授，叫我把我看着去用上没错，你写给简单的吧。叫我大大满足了那个大大娘别生前他们这长久宁波来切结吧。 真正早晚当去我的这边，旁边老马他们能来教授教，一当经过了节，他最能来教授教，上街中间的能来教授教，我旁边去能来教授教。 告别金土能来教授教，我把我看追求军送没错。 一些个简单的不能来就是去我大大满足了那个。 三千当街长久宁波来七节爬对天天早晚等与我的接。 王天老马他们能来教授教我，一等经过了节他做能来教授教，三节中天的能来教授教我，当别去能来教授教，告别今天能来教授教我，把我看追求将送没错，一些个简单的能。 这我大大满足了那个大大娘别生前他们去长久宁波来去结伴，真正早晚等去我的结尾，旁边老马他们能来教授就，一等经过了节，他做能来教授就我，旁边去能来教授就。 好贵金土那么来教授教我，把我看着去用送没错，一些个简单的不能教授教我。我大大满足了那个他的年辈，生前他们家长久宁波来切结怕。 真正早晚等与我的结尾，旁天老马他们能 Jiaosu Chewo Yidam Jingurji Lazo Namla Jiaosu Chewo Sanje Jumden De Namla Jiaosu Chewo Tambe Chu Namla Jiaosu Chewo Kwagwe Gindu Namla Jiaosu Chewo Bowu Kandru Chugyun Songme Tso Nishige Jendan Demba Namla Jiaosu Chewo Tādāṃ mañjuru nāṅgē tādāṃ ñambe simchen tamde chanchu nyingbo la cheje par chenchen zawa dāṃ gyuvar jebe pandēn lama tamba namla gyabsu chev idam jingor ji lazo namla gyabsu chev sanje jomden de namla gyabsu chevo tambe chu namla gyabsu chev Ogbe gindu namla gyabsu chew Bobu kandru chugyun sume so ishige jendan demba nam gyabsu chewo tada manjuru nange tada nyambe simjen tam chanchu nyingbo la chigi padu chenchen zawa dan gyubara jeb Pandēn lama tamba namlai gyabsu chewo yidam jingoro je lazo namlai gyabsu chewo sanje jomden de namlai gyabsu chewo tambe chewo namlai gyabsu chewo pagbe gindu namlai gyabsu chewo Bawu kandru chugyun sungme so yi shige jendan denpa Zuchewo tada manjuru nange tada nyambe simchen tam chanchu nyingbo la cheche pardo tenchen zawa dan yuvara jeb pandēn lama tamba namlai gyabsu chewo yidam jingura lazo namlai gyabsu chewo sanje chumden de namlai gyabsu chewo tambe chu namlai gyabsu chewo Pagbe gindu namla gyabsu chewa bawa kandra chekyun me tso yi shige jendan gyabsu chewa dadang man yuru nange tada nyam semchen tamche chanchu nyingo la chege bardo chenchen zawa dang yubara che Pandēn lama tamba namlai gyabsu chewa yidam jingor ji lazo namlai gyabsu chewa sanje jomden de namlai gyabsu chewa tambe chu namlai gyabsu chewa pagwe gindu namlai gyabsu chewa Owo kandru chugyun sungme so yi shiki jendang jenpan gyabsu chewo dadang manjuru nange tadang simchen tamche chanchu nyingbo lo shiki bardu chenchen zaw gyubar jebe pandēn lama tamba namla gyabsu idam jingor ji lazo namla gyabsu Ye jomden de namla gyabsu chewo tambe chu namla gyabsu Pagbe gindu namla gyabsu chewo bawu kandru chugyun songme tso Ishige jendan denpa namla gyabsu chewo Okay, now we'll come back to your seat. Now only we have the generation stage, now accumulation. And all the dissolution state, the first, remember, in the central water dara, and all the lineage there, So the Lord Buddha, Shariputra, Mangaputra, Ananda, all those dissolve to the center. Then the other branch, Avalokiteshvara, Manjushri, Vajrapani, all Bodhisattva dissolve to the center. Behind the Pranjana Paramita Sutras and Tantras, all the teaching dissolve to the center. Then the front, all the highest Yoga Tantra, the deity dissolve to the center. Then the center, the lineage, the top, the Vajradhara, Lord Jigten Sunggung, to dissolve to the Vajradhara. And Vajradhara is becoming the one light. Now your right side, all the male beings dissolve to you. The left is all female beings dissolve to you. And all the sentient beings become one light. Those two lights, the wisdom light, the enlightened wisdom, the enlightened light, and the sentient being light, becoming the oneness. The oneness is become like space or sky, clear and boundless. Please that way, short meditate. Om a I u re le le o ang ka ga nga za za ja na da na da na pa ba ma yo ra lo ga ja ga za ha ja so ha om a I u le le o ang ga ga da na da na ba ma ya ra lo wa za ga za o hai om a I u re le le o ang ga ga da nya da na ba ya ra lo ja ga za jo so hai om ya dharma ito dhamma va ito da ga da ya wa da ga da ya na Om Bodhi Ma Shama Na Ye So Hai Om Ya Dharma Ito Dhamma Va Ito Daga Tatanga Da Hewa Da Rada Om Bodhi Ma Shama Na Ye So Ha Om Ya Dharma Ito Dhamma Va Ito Daga Tatanga Da Hewa Da Yana Rada Om Ma Shama Na Ye So Hai Om Bandar Sadhu Samaya Manu Balaya Bandar Sadhu Dano Ba Tanda Domam Sudagaya Mambaba Sudagaya Mambaba Anurada Mambaba Suvasita Mapriyanta Sarvagama Sudame Satunjiram Guru Ho Bhagavan Survata Tagata Bhadrama Masa Bhadrama Mahasama Sadhu Hai Om Bedra Sadhu Samaya Manibalaya Bedra Sadhu Dhanaba Tanda Dhamam Sadhu Gaya Mambava Savagaya Mambava Anurata Mambava Savasita Mapriyanta Savagama Sudameta Bhagavan Sarvata Tagata Bhadrama Masa Bhadrama Mahasamaya Sadhu Hai Om Bedra Sadhu Samaya Manibalaya Bedra Sadhu Titanda Mambava Sudugaya Mambava Suvagaya Mambava Anurata Mambava Suvasita Mambava Sarvagama Siddhama Siddhashram Guru Ho Bhagavan Sarvata Tagata Madharmama Madhambava Samaya Sadhu Okay, now we always the end of the long life prayer for all the great masters and for example the His Holiness Dalai Lama and whoever your connection in your life, your parents, your teachers, your spiritual teachers, your academic teachers, whoever makes it better in this world, we're wishing to those great beings long life. Not only long life, the long life in become useful and meaningful. Kedin zamba dhruva bekara changtu gang sangpo jenju samze ba chenle lungdruva kejara shabden sho kunjo samje damban zamba la nga ke anju jizan jambe ya tupden renjen tomen denze chuje nawa kejara shabden sho kwambe chokyuru tuve damba la nyingdo jambo mane soshin Kedin lungdo gwana janze ba le zhe pe mo janze ju shabai dai. Soje Janje Dele Narota Marba Mela Juja Gambo Baba Maidova Javand Kajulama Naje Doshi Sho Sonam De Tamje Sepa Nietum Nama Nive Danam Pamje Deje Ganaje Palando Sive Zolan Dova Sho Janjo Samjo Rinpoche Maji Panam Jijur Chikji Van Gone Gondo Bevara Sho Lama Konchok Sonam Sovan Chode Guzeran Vara Sova Chenle Tarshin Jevara Sova De Lama Dan Jeva Meva Chenjilo Jambe Pawe Chedra Jam Kundo Sambo Denya Deshin De Teda Gunji Jesu Dalo Chekewan De Datam Rabdo Ngoy Sanje Kusum Nibo Chenlo Dan Chenye Menjuru Tombe Chenlo Dan Gendu Mejendu Vejen Chidorong Shimolam Duvarasho Dada Grunde Tam Jeji Tu Samdo Sakwa Dan Yuve Keve Zawandi Dadang Samjen Tam Je Nyordo Lana Mebo Yanda Kwa Zogwe Janju Rumbo Tovara Jujura Je Shija Gonse Gwenjin Jujija Dandre Nalo Wando Andegong Baran Chambe Je Dambase Shedu Tu Sumogombe Zinjuro Je
May the teachings of the great Ratnashri, who is omniscient, Lord of the Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara. Glorious, holy, venerable, precious, kind root and lineage lamas, divine assemblies of Yidam deities and assemblies of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Yogins, Yoginis, and Dakinis dwelling in the 10 directions, please hear my prayer. May the virtues collected in the 3 times by myself and all sentient beings in samsara and nirvana, in the innate root of virtue, not result in the 8 worldly concerns, the 4 causes of samsara, or rebirth as a Shravakya or Pratekya Buddha. May all other sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me and mine, obstructors who harm, misleading Maras, and the hordes of demons, experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. By the power of this vast root of virtue, may I benefit all beings through my body, speech, and mind. May the afflictions of desire, hatred, ignorance, arrogance, and jealousy not arise in my mind. May attachment to fame, reputation, wealth, honor, and concern for this life not arise for even a moment. May my mind stream be moistened by loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta, and through that may I become a spiritual master with good qualities equal to the infinity of space. May I gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra in this very life. May the torment of suffering not arise even at the time of my death. May I not die with negative thoughts. May I not die confused by wrong view. May I not experience an untimely death. May I die joyfully and happily in the great luminosity of the mind as such, in the pervading clarity of Dharmata. May I in any case gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra at the time of death or in the bardo.
Okay, thank you, dear Dhamma brothers and sisters. You have a wonderful evening, good night, and good morning.
Thank you, Lama.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lama.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lama.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Lama.
Everyone.
Take care.
Thank you, Lama.
Thank you, Lama. Thank you.
Thank you, people.